The new VP, Mr. Sterling, treated me like absolute dirt from his very first day on the job, but he had absolutely no idea who I actually was. To him, I was just an uneducated invisible janitor who wasn't even worth looking at, a guy who couldn't possibly understand the complex technology running the company. But everything changed on a frantic Thursday afternoon when the company's main server suffered a catastrophic, cascading blackout, costing them millions of dollars for every minute the system remained offline. As tech executives panicked and ran around the floor, I looked at the error codes flashing on the terminal screen and immediately recognized the issue. What Sterling didn't know was that before a devastating divorce ruined me financially and forced me to take any job available. I was a pioneer in cybersecurity who had actually written the foundational code for this exact network infrastructure. I calmly stepped forward, approached the frantic VP, and told him that the core firewall was trapped in a destructive loop that I could fix in less than 2 minutes. He didn't even bother to look up at me, screaming at me to get my mop away from the delicate equipment and stop bothering the adults. When I desperately insisted that the backup servers were about to blow next if we didn't act immediately, Sterling completely snapped. Red-faced and furious, he called me a pathetic loser, fired me on the spot, and ordered building security to physically drag me out of the room. 2 minutes later, just as security grabbed my arms, the backup servers let out a burst of sparks and suffered a total data wipe, threatening the entire company with absolute bankruptcy. Right at that exact moment, the CEO rushed onto the floor accompanied by an elite federal tech response team. The lead cyber expert took one look at me being shoved toward the elevator, froze in pure shock, and yelled for security to stop. He looked at the CEO and shouted, "Why are you throwing him out? That's Arthur Vance. He literally invented the encryption protocol your entire company runs on, and he's the only person alive who can rebuild a corrupted database like this." Sterling's face went completely white, and his tablet slipped right out of his hand. Because he had delayed me and had me dragged away from the terminal, the core source code was permanently destroyed, resulting in a staggering $40 million loss for the firm. Sterling was terminated by sunset, stripped of his stock options, and completely blacklisted from Silicon Valley. The CEO ended up offering me a multi-million-dollar consulting contract to rebuild the company from scratch, all because an arrogant executive assumed a man with a mop couldn't possibly know more than him.